Yeah, good to see the green and black coming in. That's, I think, my favorite deck of the set here.
Yes.
Very strong deck that relies on Econ ramp, as the name explains. But this Rix here is going to be unfortunately matched up against Bristle, giving him that 2 armor permanently.
This one's not too bad, though. PA has enough HP to survive these red here. That's why I really like her, because if you get a really bad draw in the lane, it's okay, because over 2 rounds, you will kill most red heroes, actually all of them.
Yep,
and in addition to that, you're going to get it right away.
Yep, our challenger drops the no accident, and because it does 3 damage, non-piercing, and that ogre had 1 health, it did 2 damage, which put him in range of death.
And Lycan and Luna will be head-to-head. And the one thing to keep in mind is because Slack's got that hero kill very early, he'll have 5 gold to work with, which means Luna looks like she's going to die, but if there's something you can pick up in the consumables to save her, then it's definitely worth.
Yep, he picks up that Traveler's Cloak, and that's likely going to go on Luna to save her in that lane against that Lycan.
And here we have a Rix being placed in the mid, and this is going to hurt for our friend Debbie, a.k.a. Riley the Cunning.
Is it? Oh, yeah, that's a lot of pain.
So Bristleback is pretty much going to be unkillable now.
Yep.
Going to have 4 armor after this.
We can see this Bristle go down. That's an option for sure.
That's true. The pick-off, it'll deal 4 damage to any unit in any lane, and this specifically because of the 2 armor, it will be reduced to 2. But the important thing to note is if he cannot save Bristleback and he dies, doesn't matter if Bristle gets the kill, he won't gain the armor unless he lives through the round.
That's right. So
but he'll be killing Luna.
Good choice. Our challenger goes and kills off that Luna in the last lane. And now Slacks can't put that Traveler's Cloak on her to save her from Lycan.
Now Bristle is even more unkillable than before. Of course, he needs to be healed a bit, but I think if the challenger's listening, that lane, you can just leave it. Just leave it alone. As a Tower Barrage dealing 2 damage to every enemy, ends up netting them a kill.
Pretty valuable Tower Barrage, and on top of that, that triggers Zeus's passive, the Static Field, and that does 1 additional piercing damage to all of Zeus's neighbors.
And if you're wondering why Rix, of course, we are repeating stuff quite a bit. It's because a lot of people are coming in for the first time, haven't really gotten to play or watch the game yet. Rix comes back every round. He's very resilient because his passive provides rapid deployment.
That's right. He's a leader of a rebellion. He has to, just be ready to hop on back in,
That's actually, that does fit the lore. I never really put that together until you said it.
Yeah, that last lane looking pretty good though for our challenger. Just got the 2 creeps on either side doing 4 extra damage because of Lycan's passive.
Now, the gold management is extremely important for this deck specifically, because a lot of times you want to have an excess of gold. Sometimes you don't want to spend it, but if there's something that you really want to buy and it's worth it, then you can pick it up, which we see he does take in the Poaching Knife. So this is an 8 gold item that gives 2 attack passively, and this is something I didn't understand until recently, actually, because I thought it was only the extra gold you get was only applied to the hero that's getting the kills. But if a hero has this in a lane, it doesn't matter who dies in that lane. The enemy dies, the creeps or the heroes, you will get double the gold, essentially.
Yes. And
very powerful.
Pays dividends, especially with this green-black deck that has access to Payday, which can double your gold.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, our challenger doesn't have that in hand yet, but he has some new kind of like ways to ramp that gold, that income as well, with that Iron Fog gold mine as well.
Well, the Poaching Knife gives him just enough damage to take out Bristleback, but the Fighting Instinct, Slax's favorite card in the game. It's a 5 mana card that comes with Keith the Bold. It modifies a red hero only with 1 attack and 1 armor. Now, you might say that this card a little bit lacking, but that's because Ogre, his stats are insane. That's kind of balances out in a way.
So we saw our challenger cast a silence there, but
look at this armor.
Yeah, that's just absurd. That is 1 tanky Bristle.
I need to look at this.
7 armor?
That is so sickening.
You basically can only get rid of that Bristle with a coup at this point when you're green and black.
Yeah.
7 is a lot of armor to go through.
Well, that could be a good strategy. Just throw your heroes at this Bristleback, give them all the confidence in the world, and then just take them out with coup de grace, which of course we've talked about already, really tilts Slacks anyway.
That's true. Maybe the key here is just to tilt Slacks enough.
To
he'll win the
misplay
game.
just enough.
Yes. But I did want to talk about that silence in that last lane. Unfortunately, since Slacks had already had 0 mana, that silence didn't do anything.
Right.
So Slacks wasn't going to play anything anyways. You may as well hold on to the silence in case there's a turn later on where that's better applied.
Looks like Slacks is going to cast Ventriloquy onto Zeus, which means all enemy neighbors will be attacking Zeus now for this round. And he's going to keep casting it to do piercing damage, and with that, that should be enough to take out these couple units.
Yeah.
Nice play from Slacks.
Nice.
But he does expend some pretty important, I mean, Ventriloquy is very important in these decks, especially because we only have 30 health on our towers as the champions, you know?
And as a blue-red versus a green-black, you kind of want to have that ability to continue juking your opponent, making sure they don't get that tower hit in, especially later on when there's huge creeps like the Thunderhide Alpha, the Revtail Convoy.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, both of these decks are actually quite good late game, so that's why I'm excited for this matchup.
Absolutely, and just so everyone knows as well, there's all of the pre-constructed decks we have here. There are 3 cards of every spell or creep or what am I saying?
Improvement.
Improvement, yes. So as
so the decks themselves, minimum requirement to create a deck is 40 cards.
Yes.
These ones I believe have 42 if my math is correct.
42 in all of the pre-constructed decks.
Right. That doesn't include items. Items, minimum of 9.
Yes. And each hero also comes with that native card.
Right.
And that's also 3 of those, and that's included in that 42 as well.
Right, so when you pick your 5 heroes, 5 of your 40 cards of minimum are already in your deck. That's 15. That's 15 cards from your heroes. That's math.
Math.
Thank you.
We smart now.
All right, looks like Luna's going to be put in the first lane. PA into the mid, along with Riley in that first lane. So we'll see if the challenger can stave off
Ooh.
any damage being applied here.
He really hates that creep.
Yeah, Slack's not going to be too happy about that one. 7 armor, though. There is something that will go through armor.
There it is.
And there it is. He loses Celemane's favor.
Immediately you see Slacks bang the table and just furious about that card.
I don't know if he's too upset about that. It was a 1 health Bristleback.
And that bristle's going to come back at full force with all his health.
That is going to be a sight to behold. He draws a card from that item he picked up, Potions of Knowledge, which costs 5 in the item shop. And he gets a payday.
A phase boots onto Luna for Slacks and swap that over to Debbie or Riley over here.
Debbie Riley.
Debbie Riley.
Why don't we just combine the names?
Yeah.
That could be in the lore somehow.
Or, you know, she has no name. You kind of just call her whatever you want.
That's a mistake. That would be a big mistake.
Yeah.
We haven't seen a whole lot of gold or he's not holding on to his gold this game, which could be a mistake or it could work out. Not exactly sure, but this is going to provide a little bit more gold. That's the Iron Fog Gold Mine improvement. Gives 3 gold at the end of the combat phase each round. Nice little consistent boost every time.
Yep, and potentially if his last lane, if we take a look, only has a green hero for now.
Wow, what in God's name was that? You know, if...
Oh, wow, calculated.
I guess.
Truly a god amongst men.
That was as RNG as it gets in this game. I would not approve of that in most cases, but if nothing can be done, it could be worth it. And it looks like it might be working out for Slag.
I can't believe it.
Oh.
And now Zeus is even just going to leave. He's like, I can't even play against this. That's...
That was a hope and a prayer, to say the least. Only card that the challenger can play here is Mist of Avernus, or Avernus, as many call it. Probably, you think is the most powerful improvement in the game.
Yes.
Very
I think
good.
this has compounding effects, and especially early on. You can play it from the very first turn, and it's a modified attack. So your hero is always going to keep that Mist of Avernus attack damage.
That's right. We're seeing the Red Mist Pillager again.
New orders going onto Rix and killing him off.
But he'll be back.
He'll be back right now.
He is a resilient young man. So 9 gold for each respective player. Slack's still holding on to this item in case you guys haven't seen this one before. We'll get to that once the heroes actually are deployed.
Yep, and our challenger decides to hold on to his gold this time. He does have that payday in hand, and he's looking to see if he can use that in the first lane, but he really has to hope that Luna doesn't loosen beam that Debbie over there.
Yeah, it's going to be a 1 out of 5.
Yeah.
Of course, Lucent Beam comes out before the action phase even starts. You'll get your hand, and then the Lucent Beam goes off, dealing 1 piercing damage to a random enemy. 1 out of 5.
1 out of 5. Let's go. Slax has been pretty lucky this
game.
Oh,
so close. She lives.
She lives.
Debbie lives.
Debbie.
I might want to play Steam Cannon here, because you can kill Luna, and you might want to kill off like a Red Mist Pillager in the other lane, or even an Earthshaker, and then you can Payday in the mid lane to get that extra gold.
Get that extra value. Every bit counts for that Payday.
Now, can Slax save Luna is the question, or does he even want to kill Luna? That is another question.
Huh. Looks like he doesn't have to do anything. Our challenger swaps over.
No, that was Slax.
Oh.
Slax swapped his units.
His units.
Yeah, so as a result of this, Riley will die no matter what now, right?
Am I seeing that right? What's the last move played? And
yeah, Cunning Plan. Swap any unit with its allied neighbors. So he swaps Riley and the creep. So that's actually an interesting dilemma now. Do you still kill Luna? It looks like it's not going to be the case. It's going to be damage done to
Keith
the Bold.
Which
interesting choice.
Right, especially since that creep in front of him there is not actually going to finish Keith off. With that 1 armor he has, he actually blocks 1 attack from that melee creep.
He does have this Holy Persuasion as well, which could have saved Riley, but holding on to that for now.
Yep, there are potentially bigger fish.
But this is a Payday. This is when you use it.
This is when you use that.
There you go. From 17 to 34.
34 gold.
We'll see what he draws here, but of course he does have some powerful things at his disposal for the next round. But we haven't seen Revtail convoys either.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Of course, for those that aren't familiar, it's a 0-20 creep that dynamically changes its attack to be half of your current gold. So it just goes up and down depending on how much gold you have.
Ooh.
All right.
Slax is
he's happy.
He's real happy right now to see that.
Here's the item that he has, by the way, if you haven't seen this. It's a 15 gold.
Claymore. It's like a poor man's Apotheosis blade.
Very poor man's.
Yeah. It just gives you that 8 attack.
It is 10 gold less.
Look at that Zeus now.
He's powerful. He's happy about that.
The true god. Does 13 damage to the to our challenger's tower.
Yeah. And that conflagration is doing absolute work.
Oh no, look at these pillagers.
Yeah.
You're not doing your job. You're supposed to pillage, not kill Ricks.
I mean, he does get gold out of it at the very least, but yeah, you know, Slax, he would rather they be hitting the tower.
Now they're both dying.
Okay.
That's unfortunate. But, you know, it looks like this lane is...
It's a weird lane. I don't know who's winning this lane.
Slax has 14 health. And now his pillagers are dying.
All right.
Gets the Thunder God's Wrath to kill off that PA in the mid lane.
So Rix will end up dying anyway. Fissure is used to save Keith the Bold.
What a save from Earthshaker.
You get to use Fissure once a game usually. If you're using it twice, then that is a super late game. It's a 4-round cooldown for that bad boy.
And again, Fissure silences heroes as well, essentially. It stuns them, and so they aren't able to attack, but you also can't use your items or your abilities.
Well, 15 gold left now for the challenger. He picks up a couple of value items, Traveler's Cloak being the main one I would focus on. It's
unfortunately, we didn't see any of those big items from the green-black deck. Something like a Thunderhorn Alpha, or sorry, a Horn of the Alpha, or Apotheosis Blade would have been a great pickup from that shopping.
Sometimes I'm sad to see Apotheosis. When I'm playing these decks, I want Horn of the Alpha so bad. It's all I want. That's the entire purpose of playing the deck for me.
Yes, and a common strategy too is, even as you see those low-cost items in that middle lane of that shopping phase, you might want to just like buy those low items so that you have a better chance of getting those high-value items later. And that shopping slot keeps replenishing as well. So even if you buy the top item, it will show you the next one that's available to you.
So Steam Cannon is available, and Initiative is there for our challenger. So expect him to use that first, and either use on the last lane or just kill the Luna, which I think would be the best choice.
That is a great play, especially since Slax has Eclipse in his hand right now, and that's just going to kill off everything on this board.
Yep.
So our Challenger is looking at what he should do. Really hope he remembers that handy old...
Oh boy, Eclipse will be coming down now.
Yep, Salamene.
And Slacks will be very happy about this. So 5 charges, all you need is 4. What?
What did
he just do?
Greetings.
Oh, he passed. Oh, that is...
He's saving it.
Was
Okay.
that
He wants Luna to die.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, I know we make fun of Slacks. There's no way he made this.
Yes, he
mistake.
saw it.
He knows this.
That's the only blue card he has in his hand.
Because now Eclipse is complete garbage because you have a 20 health unit on the board.
20 health creep that's going to tank it.
We're going out on a limb and saying he knows what he's doing.
Yes.
I don't say that very often. So that means he wants to use it in the mid lane. He wants to keep initiative.
He does only have 1 Eclipse, so...
Look at this mid lane. I think he just wins the game.
That's true.
So Slacks goes first.
Slacks is...
He gets Eclipse.
Oh, that's right. He has already taken that...
And he needs all 5 charges.
Yep.
And that is gonna do it. This is a lot of damage coming from Bristle.
11.
And the most I've ever seen on Zeus. Zeus with 11 attack. That's
valuable lesson for us there.
Yeah.
Always look at your board. If you have the win condition, it's two towers or the tower in the Ancient. You better save your initiative for that lane so that you can guarantee get that kill.
Yep, very valuable indeed. And this lane was already given up by the Challenger, so it's gonna be very hard to recover it.
Yes.
Of course, Earthshaker and Ogre have very low HP, but Time of Triumph will help in that department. It's not enough to actually finish off the second tower yet.
It's getting close, though.
But it's, I mean, remember, Time of Triumph gives 4 siege, so even if he puts heroes down here, at the very least, they're gonna be doing 8 damage total to the tower next round.
That just so happens to be all Slacks need.
Calculated.
So good.
Slacks can do math? Unbelievable. The only play here is, oh, okay, we have a big boy item.
That's a big boy item,
And
but
he
is
has
it going to be
gold.
enough? What does the mid lane look like? Yeah, that's not the lane to win, so our challenger...
I might go mid with all 3 heroes, actually.
All 3 heroes and put a Tide Alpha down.
It's not enough, though.
It's not enough. There's...
Actually, it is.
Oh, wait, yes.
'Cause he has 2.
Yes, he has some
all
in
right,
hand.
so this can be confusing to some people, right?
All
So
right.
the item, it gives 4 HP and spawns this guy. It doesn't use this card, though. It's the same unit.
Yes.
And he has enough mana to use this.
He sees
right?
it.
He sees it.
Does he?
Who knows if he's hearing us or not, but
But...
we'll pretend he's not.
Oh, man. This will
This is going to
trigger
really crush him.
Slacks to another planet.
He's going to be so crushed. He has no idea he's about to lose.
Does he have anything at his disposal, though? Maybe?
Maybe, that's true.
We'll
We
see
didn't
what
really,
he draws.
I just assume not, but that's true. We're not
Assume
sure
the
yet.
worst. Our challenger is going to pop the first tower. Slacks has given up that lane, so very easily we'll just probably move on to the second lane and see what happens.
Yep, and the initiative is with the challenger right now, so the smart move would be to not use anything and just pass.
Just pass.
So he can get that first.
Get the first turn. And then what do you want to just drop the first Thunder Tide pack here in the second lane, or?
Actually, he might not have won. I'm seeing an instance here in the mid lane. Thunder God's Wrath, right?
Right.
Does 4 piercing damage, plus you get the static field charge onto this guy, Riley. She's dead.
Oh.
She's dead.
She's dead because Zeus is right in the middle of
That's why initiative is so important. So when it comes up on his turn, he needs to put Horn of the Alpha onto Riley to live.
Yes.
And then cast Thunderhide Alpha.
It's a
and then
very
cast.
intricate
All right.
order of events. And
That might have
that was
lost
the
him.
game losing.
Maybe.
Maybe. But, you know, Slacks has to see this, right?
That's so amazing that such a small detail can be the difference between a win and a loss. That's actually crazy.
It's close, yeah.
He will be Thunder God's Wrathing.
Yes.
Unless
he's just
There
crazy.
it is.
So because of that piercing damage coming from Zeus's passive, Riley's just going to die.
Boom.
And that's going to open up the lane to that Bristleback. And unfortunately, we need more than just 14 damage.
Right, so you get,
one
it does
alpha.
have 6 siege, right? So you'd be doing 14 damage plus 6 from the second unit, which comes out to 20, which actually, is our math not right? It actually is enough to win.
Is it? Let's see.
Yeah.
14.
This game's all over the place. So because he killed, so that's the beauty. There's no incorrect or correct way to do anything, right? Because the way he did it actually opens it up for him to win as well. Just exactly, it's not as pretty as my scenario, but it still wins in the game.
That's true. Yeah, he killed off that unit and can use that Horn of Alpha to get an extra one of those Thunderhide packs.
So for those that aren't understanding how siege works,
Yep, that's
if a unit is blocked, that's the damage it does to the tower. if you're hitting it directly, the siege doesn't actually do anything.
It's actually perfect lethal, right?
Yes, it is perfectly.
It's quite beautiful. What a beautiful game, Artifact.
Unless you're slack. Well,
Oh.
there's a scenario here where where does this Thunderhide Alpha spawn? To the left or the right? And does the arrow come out?
You want to put it to the right of Rick's, right?
You can't choose though. It's the item.
Oh, it's the
I
item.
actually don't know if it spawns left or right. Oh, he didn't use
Oh,
it. He didn't use it.
Oh, no.
Oh, he didn't use it. No.
Slacks is just rubbing his hands
Slacks
together
is so-
because now he wins that last lane.
Oh, he had it so close. Slacks concedes in shame. He knows he should have lost. He knows he should have lost.
Yeah.
Good games are called.
sportsmanship.